Okay. Hey everyone. Good evening and a warm welcome to all of y'all to this session on how to ace LinkedIn as a postgraduate. So I have Saurabh and Diana with me throughout the session. If you guys have any questions or queries, please make sure you put it down in the comments and we'll try to answer all of it. So yeah, let's just get started off. So I think most of us know that LinkedIn is the biggest business to business social networking platform that's available today. And if you're willing to be there and if you want to be successful, it's very important that you keep two key things in your mind. One is creating a strong profile, and second thing is networking. Saurabh and I will run you through this today, and we'll give you tips on how to create a strong and impactful LinkedIn profile, and also how to widen your network and increase your visibility on LinkedIn. We'll try to share experiences that we have till date for LinkedIn, and it'll help you save your time, and you can start sort of networking right away. So, can you go to next slide, Saurabh? Thank you so much. So this is the content of the session today. I'll be covering the importance of LinkedIn and a few tips to create LinkedIn profile. And so we'll take it forward with best ways of networking and LinkedIn etiquettes. So now, I think most of us, tend to give LinkedIn profiles just a simple afterthought. We either tend to keep it half done, or we either copy paste it from our resumes, or sometimes you don't even log into LinkedIn for months. I think it's really important to understand here that LinkedIn is not just another social media platform like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. It's a platform that can actually help you find your dream job. So I think it's important to note a few key points here that why LinkedIn is important and why you should actually give it that importance. So next slide, please. Thank you so much. So the first thing is that today, almost all the recruiters and managers are on LinkedIn, okay? Like they feel that LinkedIn is a place where they can find candidates easily and they can hire them. So it goes without saying that if the recruiters are on LinkedIn, you have to be on LinkedIn with an updated, strong profile. Second thing is it builds trust and credibility. So your LinkedIn profile actually, is like a validator that you're a real person with real skills and not just someone's CV which is too good to be true. Okay, it actually establishes you as a credible, legit person. The next thing is that it provides great networking opportunities. Okay, so whichever field or profession you want to make your career in, LinkedIn is a place where you can make great networking opportunities. And the last thing is that today many companies here are posting a lot of job openings, on daily basis. You don't want to miss out on those job openings, right? So if you're on LinkedIn, you will be up to date with all the job openings that you have. So let's just get started with the important part now. Next slide, please, Saurabh. Yeah. So the first thing is adding a professional photo. It's pretty simple, okay? First thing is, it should be a close-up. Look into the camera. No candid pictures, please. You have to obviously smile with a neutral background and if you dress appropriately. Now, keep one thing in mind, the profile pictures which you upload on Facebook and Instagram are not the ones which will go on LinkedIn, okay? You cannot post a candid picture or a picture on a beach with a swimsuit. It's a big no. Profile picture on LinkedIn is a picture which will make first impression when the recruiters will log in and check your profile. So make sure you follow these points and upload a photograph accordingly. Next slide, please. Thanks. Is a headline. So what LinkedIn does is that, by default, when you upload an updated experience of yourself on LinkedIn, it picks up the job title and the company name, and it puts up like a default headline for you under your profile picture, under your profile name. But I think it's pretty boring, okay? So along with this, you can also put some keywords. Like for example, if you're a marketing manager at some XYZ company, you can say that you can add keywords as, for example, digital marketing. You can say email marketing. You can say SEO, product marketing. So for another example can be if you're a professional from the HR industry, you can say talent acquisition, people management skills. So here are a few keywords which you can put up. Now, why to add keywords? Okay. So, for example, if a recruiter is trying to search for a candidate which is in your related to your field, so when he or she puts up the keywords on LinkedIn, you will be easily found. So, you want to be easily found on LinkedIn, which is why you have to put keywords in your profile headline. Next slide, please. Next. So next is the compelling summary. Now this is the portion, this is the part wherein I think most of us ignore it and we don't give it too much importance, I feel, because even I didn't give it that much importance. If you see right now also, I don't have a summary because I have gone back and forth to sort of, make the best summary and, to write a story about myself. So a summary basically should be a story in your own words, okay? You should invest good time into it and write a good story about yourself. You can write what you're passionate about, what you're looking for, what your ambitions are, okay? If you have a good work experience, you can say what roles you've taken up, what are the contributions that you have done in that role, what was your task. So all of this can come in the summary. Okay, invest your time. Again, use keywords here also. Okay, it can be in the first person, second person, third person, not a problem. It can be anyhow you want to be, but make sure it sort of tells your story in your own words. Please do not copy paste your career objective from your resume. That's the last thing you should think of. Actually, you should not think of that. Actually, you should not put a career objective from your resume into your summary. So please keep this in mind. Next slide, please. Okay, so next section is education and experience. Now, when you update your education, of course, you have to put the university that you're studying in and your degree. So what most people do is that they just include the degree and then that's it. I think along with that, what you can do is you can put up relevant courses that you've taken up in that degree. You can put 2 to 3 courses that you've learned and what are the key takeaways from them, okay? And how you can apply some concepts from those in your practical life. You can also include, if you're part of any clubs, societies, or any associations in university, you can include that as well. You can say what roles you took up in those associations and how you contributed to the welfare of the students or the staff, or just 2-3 sentences in each role that you've taken up. You can also include if you have participated in any competitions, any hackathons. There is no requirement that you should have won the competition. There is no requirement of that. You can also show that you've participated in those competitions. There is no need that you should have stood first or second in that. Okay. You can also include any volunteering experiences. For example, if you've done any volunteering, like how we have at uni, there's so many volunteer experiences that ARC provides us. So you can include that. If there are any causes you care about, it shows your value system when you sort of, include all these volunteering and causes experiences. Same goes with the experience part, okay? For example, if you have a job experience, what you can do is you can include, for example, in a XYZ company, you are a senior engineer in the start. So you include what all roles and what are responsibilities you had. You got promoted to the assistant manager now. Now you should put what roles you had in that position. Just do not add the job titles and leave it there. You have to include some 2-3 sentences of your role in each of the job titles or positions that you took in. That's pretty much about experience. Next slide, please. Yeah. Next is skills and endorsements. Now this portion, skills is basically pure keywords. Okay. As you can see in the picture also, this person has put up n number of skills. And the best thing is that people can actually confirm you have those skills, which is called as endorsement. So for example, if I put up a skill, I can ask one of my friends, I can ask Saurabh, please, can you endorse me for this skill? Okay, so people can actually endorse these skills of whether they put up on LinkedIn. It can be anything: interpersonal skills, communication skills, negotiation skills, or any software skills, for example, MATLAB, Python. There are numerous skills that you can put up on LinkedIn. But it's a good practice, okay? You should have a good practice of endorsing others, which is when you get endorsements for yourself. So make sure you put a habit of endorsing others, then you can get, a good chunk of endorsements for yourself. This is like a great way to strengthen your brand. Again, makes you more visible on LinkedIn. When a recruiter tries to find you, you'll be found easily. Next slide, please, Saurabh. Thanks. The last section here is recommendations. Now, this part is basically, you have to request. So for example, skills and endorsements is something which you can put up and you can easily get endorsed. But recommendation is something you have to request for. Okay. Of course, recommendation provides like a reasonable proxy for your performance. It validates your performance really, really well. So there is no particular number of recommendations that you should have on LinkedIn profile, but it's good to have at least one from each role that you have taken up. For example, if you've worked as an intern in an organization, you can ask your manager after your tenure to sort of put up a recommendation for you. You have to request a recommendation to the manager, and he or she can give you a recommendation. Okay, if you don't have a job experience, don't worry about it. You have taken up projects, right? You can ask your team members to give you a recommendation. You can ask your professor to give you recommendations. You can ask a supervisor to give you recommendations. You have to build a rapport with them before asking a recommendation. You just can't go one day that, hey, please give me a recommendation. They will not be willing to give you a recommendation. So build a rapport with them, is after which you can sort of, ask for a recommendation and you can get it on LinkedIn. So it goes pretty well. So make sure you have at least one from each of the role that you take up. It adds good weight to your profile. Okay, that's pretty much from my side. I think Saurabh will take it forward from here.
Thank you so much, Niharika. Now, I'm here to talk about a very crucial thing which will be of interest to a lot of students who are listening to this Facebook Live, which is regarding networking on LinkedIn, as well as what can be the best etiquettes to interact with the employers on LinkedIn. So before talking about that, I think we need to understand that we are a brand, because some people don't understand what I really mean by saying that. We need to consider that we need to build our own personal brand on LinkedIn. So we are like a product, because I work in sales and marketing. So I always shape the conversation according to that. We are like a product being sold in the market to the employers. Now, if you go to the market and you buy a product, what are you looking for? You look for a product which has got the best features. You look for a product which has got the best packaging, each and every distinguishing attribute makes a difference. That's what you need to do on a day-to-day basis. You need to understand that you are a product, and you need to build your own personal brand on LinkedIn. And each and every attribute, whether it is your professional photograph, or it is your educational skills, or it is any kind of other activities that you're taking part in, each and everything defines your personal brand. Now let's move to some of the networking tips I want to talk about. One of the best ways to network in today's era, especially during COVID-19, is through attending online events. Now, a lot of students say that you're not getting enough opportunities because the events are online. Even if the events are online, you can start attending them and interacting with the speakers of those events, right? It does not matter whether it is offline or online. And there are so many opportunities these days. I guess there are a lot of clubs and societies at UNSW which keep on organizing online events. There are LinkedIn events going on with the employers in Australia, globally. So you can get connected with them. And I think that has been the biggest gift after COVID-19. Even Niharika will agree with that. I can understand from her smile. So that's what will happen if you start attending more online events and start following up with the speakers after the events. So that's what is the next message is: follow up with the speakers and other participants. What I actually mean by this is, when you attend any event, do make sure that you follow up with the speaker stating that I really enjoyed what you told about this particular topic, and I'm really looking forward to work in a similar area or a similar project. And I would really like to know if you are available for a quick online catch up, or if you are available offline, we can also have a meeting face to face. In this way, what it shows is you are not only sending a LinkedIn request just for the sake of sending a request, but you're also including a message which showcases your interest towards what the speaker told in the event, and it shows your proactiveness towards that you listen to the speaker properly, and now you're following up with a very respectful message. So it kind of deals with the etiquettes and networking tips that I'm telling you, because both the things go hand in hand in this case. The important tip is going to be share something exciting related to whatever you are doing. And I can tell you this thing because it has worked for me dramatically. Whatever I do, I generally post it on LinkedIn. So last year, I had taken part in a lot of different programs. like Heroes program, like professional development program, or you can be a part of any club or society. If you're a part of any club or society, what has your society done in the last 1 year which has created a difference in UNSW? Or your society has organized some events with good speakers which has had some impact on the society, which has had some impact on the student community. Maybe you can write something about that. In that way, you reach out to a lot of employers, you reach out to your network, who then start liking your post, and one like can also reach to their network. So your friends, when they like some post, it reaches to your second network and your third network as well. So the only message that I'm trying to say is whatever you are doing in UNSW, try to portray on LinkedIn in the right way and try to share your own experience. Employers are really looking for those people who are really good in storytelling, who know how to tell their own story in a very simple and crisp manner. So if you can tell your own story that I participated in this program, or I participated in this club while I was the president of this club, or while I was doing this thing, I learned these skills and I was able to apply these skills in this case. I would really like to thank these people, because of which I was able to take part. And you can also tag those people, because of which you were able to enter that program, you were able to enter that society. So other than that, I guess Inside Sherpa is something which everybody knows. So you can go for any online internships with Inside Sherpa. UNSW has already tied with Inside Sherpa. You can get some free projects on LinkedIn Learning as well. And once you complete those LinkedIn Learning projects, you can share that. Today, I completed a Microsoft project on strategic management. Today, I completed a blockchain project on from this website. What it shows to the employers and what it shows to your network on LinkedIn is that you are really interested to learn something new every time. You are ready to explore the new things, especially the new technologies, because everybody is now interested towards blockchain, AI. The moment you say that you have learned this, you have learned that, they will always feel that this is the guy whom we should go to. And sometimes if the employers are seeing you, that you are posting it again and again, similar kind of things, they might end up messaging you saying that we have noticed that you have been learning a lot of new things and your profile looks really great. Maybe we can have a quick interaction with you to understand about your interests. So that can be one of the ways probably to get an internship or to get a job. And I've seen that working with few of my friends back in my home country and also in Australia. Let's move to the next slide, which is follow pages of your interest and engage with them. So you might be liking a lot of company pages. You might be liking a lot of university pages, but make sure that you engage with them as well. Maybe comment on those pages. So for example, I like Deloitte. I like companies like KPMG or some companies. So you can start following their posts, engaging with those posts, commenting on them, because that also shows on your activity log, whatever you have been doing in the recent past. Sometimes when the employers are going to your LinkedIn profile, they always look at your posts. They will always look at what you have been doing in the recent past. So if you can allow them, or if you can see and properly engage with those company posts, then it shows that you're highly active towards a particular area. It also showcases your interest towards consulting or towards computer science or towards AI or towards blockchain, any kind of interest that you have. The next tip is tag people while sharing something. I've taken my example in this case. So when you start tagging people, what it does, it reaches out to a large number of people. And in that case, you can reach out to a wider community. That's the main reason of tagging people, because when you tag somebody, they like your post. And when they like your post, it will reach out to, and it will create a ripple effect on LinkedIn, and also increase the number of views that you have on LinkedIn through that post. One of the last things for networking tips is share industry news related to what you are doing. So now, what does that mean is choose which industry you are interested in or which industry you want to work after you graduate. It can be marketing, it can be retail, it can be transport, and then start sharing consistently on that industry of your interest. It can be that what is the effect of COVID-19 on travel industry? what is the effect of COVID-19 on this industry? And probably you can share the link of the article and put in your analysis and your perspective into it, which shows that you have got an analytical mindset of reading an article and putting forward your views. Then you can say that the profits of this company went up, the profits of this company went down because of these reasons. And when I was going through these articles, I found out that these were the reasons. Because of COVID-19, it went down because the investors were not confident on that company, or any reason that you want to say. Or if you're interested in topics like AI, future of work, sustainability is a very hot topic these days. People want to know more about sustainability. People want to know more about clean energy. They want to know how clean energy is going to change our future, how solar energy, wind energy can replace the traditional forms of energy and ultimately become profitable in the long run. So if you're interested in these industries, you can start sharing those news on a regular basis. That is very important. Not only start sharing the news, but do it on a regular basis. If you do it once and you stop doing it after, for a while, and then you come back after 2 months, it doesn't show the consistency. So what the employers generally look for is, if you're interested in some topic, you post about it consistently across the months. That's what really makes the difference. The last slide is the LinkedIn etiquettes. I've already touched upon a lot of components related to this, and I think Niharika has also touched upon that. So LinkedIn etiquettes are very important in a sense that it starts from each and everything you are portraying, from your professional photograph, from how you are reacting to some comment. So if you're not able to differentiate between LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, you will really fail in a lot of things. We need to understand that this is not Facebook where you post a photograph with a cat along with you, or you paste a photograph where you are standing in a beach, because that's not something where what LinkedIn is meant for. The employers just look at you and say that he's very casual, he or she is very casual, he's not serious about his work. So there, this photograph should be more professional. Similarly, whenever you are sending in a LinkedIn connection, always personalize that. Always try to send in a note, personalized note stating that why do you want to connect? What's the purpose of your connection? Otherwise, if you start sending connections like that, they will just get connected, but that will not be a quality connection. So you need to make sure that if you have 200 followers or 200 connections, they should be quality connections. If you start focusing on the quantity of connections, it's not going to benefit you at the long run. You might have 2,000 connections, you might have 3,000 connections, but those are not quality connections. So when I say quality connections, it means that you need to continuously follow up with them, you need to interact with them on a regular basis. And whenever you're sending a new request, send a follow-up message, send a simple 2-liner, 3-liner message with your purpose. Another key etiquette is regarding LinkedIn recommendations, right? Now, people sometimes feel that, okay, let's ask for a recommendation from a random guy whom you have never worked with, which feels quite awkward because you have never worked with a person whom you are asking for a LinkedIn recommendation. So LinkedIn recommendation is basically meant for those people with whom you have worked in the past, and they can become basically a testimony for your work that you have put in the past. If you start putting in a regular project and then say that, no, I had seen you once, can you give me a LinkedIn recommendation? Seeing you once or noticing you from far away doesn't mean that he will give you a LinkedIn recommendation, though he might be liking your posts, he might be really active with your LinkedIn profile, he might be talking to you over LinkedIn, but it doesn't mean that he will provide you a LinkedIn recommendation. It will only happen if you have worked with that person or if you have had a quality connection via any project or any kind of professional project is what I mean. And the one last thing is response promptly. So sometimes people are sending you a LinkedIn message, and if you don't respond within 10 minutes or within 1 hour or within 2 hours, it feels quite awkward. Sometimes it keeps on getting pended for more than 3, 4 days. A person sent you a message on Monday, and suddenly you open your LinkedIn on Friday. I just saw your message, and I'm sorry I couldn't reply back to you on this. So it sometimes feel quite awkward, especially if a very senior person has messaged you, who might be really interested in your profile, who liked your profile. It might show that you are a bit casual towards your career because you're not responsive enough on LinkedIn. So make sure that you respond as soon as possible. And yeah, I think this is in general what I will say is that what Niharika has also covered and what I have also covered is try to make sure that you have quality connections, you have your LinkedIn intact, and in order to network with people, you need to make sure that you follow all these steps that we have told. We are more than happy to take any questions now, and probably I'll pass it on to Diana, who can give us any questions through Facebook Live.
Thanks, Saurabh. Thanks, Niharika, for those wonderful insights and also for sharing your experience with everyone on Facebook. So, we don't quite have questions at the moment, but there is a comment from Paul, and he's basically saying that for some recruiters, especially in tech, they don't necessarily care about skills unless they're backed by years of commercial experience. Do either of you guys have a comment about this?
Sorry, we want to take that.
Sorry, can you repeat the question, Diana?
So it wasn't really a question, it was more about a comment. And it's about how some recruiters, especially in the tech field, don't really care about your skills unless they're backed by years of commercial experience. Now, is that true in the business side of things, in your experience, or no?
I think it might depend on the size of the industry, first of all. It might also depend on what the employer is exactly looking for. Sometimes they are looking for people with more experience combined with technical skills. Sometimes they are looking for fresh minds. They want fresh ideas on the table. So they don't want years of experience because there is a difference when you are highly experienced. You are generally not that fresh with your mindset. Whereas a person who is just coming out of a university, he's looking for some new jobs. He's excited about doing something new. So his mindset works in a very different way. That's why when HRs they interview you, and I think Niharika, since she's an HR, she will know that they create that criteria as to why we want to recruit a particular person. We want to recruit a particular person because he should have these technical skills. We want to recruit the person because he should have at least 2 years of experience, right? Probably Niharika, you can add on to this thing, what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you were spot on that, Saurabh, because it totally depends on the industry that you are looking into your job for. Because in business also, yes, sometimes even I have seen job advertisements wherein people ask for a prior experience or prior skills which you should have. So it typically depends on how it is, but yes, I mean sometimes like how Saurabh has said that when you have more experience, you sort of lag, not lag, but then you don't have a fresh mindset or with fresh ideas. So yeah, that it typically depends on what the industry you're going for, I think. Yeah.
Awesome. I had a couple of questions myself. So, one of them is if someone already has a LinkedIn profile, which section do you think they should be spending the most amount of time on?
I think if for according to me, you should put up more time into your summary and your experiences part, and also I mean, I think summary and experiences would come first, and then I think when you build that, you should start with networking. Because when you have like a concrete profile created, which is when you can ask for connections, which is because when they will come and visit your profile, they will have something really strong and impactful to look into, I feel. So, do you want to add something to it?
No, I totally agree with you that because whenever we are going through a LinkedIn profile, the first thing we look at is the headline. The second thing we look at is the summary because employers they will not have so much time to focus on your entire profile. And one thing more to add on to what Niharika said, that nowadays a lot of the HR people, they are using HR analytics, which means that they just look for some keywords. So, for example, I'm recruiting for a job in marketing and sales. So I'm looking for keywords such as marketing analytics, or maybe how you can use some new technologies with that. So I might look at some new technology keywords there, with which are related to analytics. So have you added those keywords in your experience, recent experience? And some people really focus on degrees, but I must tell you that degrees is something which employers are not at all looking for in this era, because they feel that degrees somehow don't define your potential. They just build a foundation, but what really defines your real potential to work in a company is what kind of experience you have had. Now, a counter question can be that what about the people who don't have any experience? I think in that case, what you can do is you can add a value through the club activities in which you have been taking part. If you have been a vice president of any society, or a marketing person of any society, or any kind of volunteering role you have done, so what kind of value you added through that, and use some sort of keywords as well as strong action words which indicates what you have done in terms of quantity, not making your lines bit vague, like I did that, but we couldn't figure out anything from that line. So it needs to be more specific, and with the help of as many keywords as possible.
Yeah, awesome. And how about for people who might feel a bit shy to try and connect with someone? Do you have any advice for how they might be able to approach someone who, might be more senior or might seem more influential?
I think according to me, what I generally do is that if I want to send a connection request to someone, I will thoroughly go through his or her profile. Okay, I will look into what their interests are, and I will sort of start with a sentence very to that field. Okay, for example, if I'm looking for someone who is into HR, I will sort of start say, hey, hi, hello, I have looked into your profile and really thought it was really impressive, and even I am into this field, and I would really it would be great if I could connect with you and learn some things from you. So I would go in that way. I think, yeah, that's pretty much. Sort of. What about you?
Pretty much similar to what you said, but not at all talking about my interest area, maybe also touching about what they have been doing. So just starting with the fact that I saw that you have been working in this industry for quite some time, and I see that there is some sort of commonalities between the way I think and what kind of projects you have been doing. Please let me know if I can collaborate with you on any of your future projects. I would really love to work, and you can also go through my LinkedIn profile. Pretty much the same thing what Niharika told, but maybe a bit different to what she told. But I think it remains the same. It's just that how you say, it just needs to be respectful. It should not feel like the employer should not feel arrogance from your tone. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I very much agree with you on that. So, another question is, how there's the LinkedIn Premium service? What's the difference between that and the regular LinkedIn service? And would you recommend postgraduates to get it?
To be honest, I did take a premium service, but I don't think it's a mandate that you should have a premium service. To be honest, I took it because my job demanded that, because I had to search for a few speakers. But then, yes, you cannot approach directly to some people because their profiles are locked, their message section is locked if you don't have a premium membership. But you can always put an email to them, and you have that opportunity. So I don't think it makes any difference. It doesn't increase your visibility for sure. It's not like that. It's all on your profile. It doesn't make difference if you have a premium or a like free membership. I don't think it makes any difference. Saurabh, what
Even
about
I,
you?
even I think the same, because I also tried LinkedIn Premium for a month or two, and they wanted me to try further, but I didn't get any value out of, in the sense that, as I told you, some of the networking tips before as well. If you are attending those events, if you're sharing your own stories, if you're tagging people into your posts, reaching out to a larger network through original way of LinkedIn, not paying them, you can still reach out to a lot of people. You can still become an influencer. So a lot of the companies, as I told you at the beginning of what I said, that you need to treat yourself as a product, right? Now, whenever you're selling a product, nowadays there are two kinds of marketing approaches for selling a product. One is push marketing, another one is pull marketing. So if you try to push yourself to somebody, obviously you will not get sold. But if you try to pull yourself, then people will automatically start liking you. They will start talking to you. They'll find you a person who is genuine enough and who wants to do something in his career ahead in that particular line. So you need to create yourself as a person who attracts people rather than you pushing towards somebody. That's what I feel.
Yeah, that's great advice. And maybe just a final question. I think one of the biggest takeaways from today, personally, is the whole idea of personal branding, because people really don't think about themselves as a brand, especially on LinkedIn. So, what would your final words or final advice be for people who are just starting out, but they kind of want to, brand themselves in a way that is professional, that is approachable? What tips do you have for them?
Saurabh, I think that you can answer pretty well, I think.
I think I answered it quite. Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
speak, Chan?
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. So personal branding is more about how you perceive yourself and how people perceive you from outside. So you just need to consider it as a customer's point of view. So if you go to buy any product, for example, if you go to buy a jeans or a shirt of any brand, if I add a brand tag to that, okay, I bought that jeans from Zara, I bought that jeans from this company. It does nothing. It's just that it has added a name to that which says that this is a brand name now. So every profile is the same initially. Now, how can you add that brand name to that? It depends on how you want your profile to look like. So if you start taking part in different things, which I think a lot of students do, but they just don't know how to put it on LinkedIn. So people don't want you to put a long story, even if you post a very small post of 150 words and share your experience out of an activity that you did in UNSW or you did outside UNSW. They feel that you are interested in taking part in different kind of activities and you're trying to create a personal brand. So that's what I have to say. Niharika, do you want to add something?
Yeah, I just went through a post one day, which was there was a person who was appreciating his car service company. So he was going on a family vacation on a Sunday, I guess. Yeah, and his car broke down early morning, and he was with his three kids, wondering how go ahead with this. So at 8 in the morning, something the car service company sent their person to fix the car, and it was just a appreciation post for that company and that person. So you can even do this on LinkedIn. You can just like put up appreciation post as to how grateful you were that this person turned up from this company, and it shows your values also. So it doesn't there's no need to have like a either you won this competition or you have this sort of certificate. You can just go ahead with this as well. It increases your visibility even in this way, I think.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Niharika, and thank you, Saurabh, for answering those questions. If anyone is watching non-live at a later time, please feel free to pop in a question in the comment section, and both Niharika and Saurabh can attend to those questions later on.
Definitely, guys. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone.